The moment we see a design question in part B of the design exam, for example, this question in front of us right now, we have to think of an idea. And generally speaking, there are two categories of students in this case. One who cannot come up with an idea instantly and they go blank for some time. This may be because of anxiety or pressure or some other related reasons. And the second who can come up with the idea instantly but they don't know what to draw and from where to start. Now, in the first case, the problem can be dealt with practice. You have to take mock tests in a similar situation or environment to tackle this situation. Frankly, there are very few students in this case. Most of the students face the issue of the second category, that is, they have the idea but they don't know what to draw. I mean, they know what should be ideal for this question, but they don't know if they will be able to draw it. This means they have to compromise on their idea. Now they draw what they think can be the next best way to attempt this question, and so they always feel or have a doubt that is this good enough? Will this composition fetch me marks? So in short, I am saying that most of the students are in the dilemma of what to draw and what they can't draw. Well, the ideal solution to this problem would be to improve your handling skill, isn't it? That is, you make yourself capable of drawing anything. But then, as I said, this is an ideal situation and we know our limitations and we know that this is not practically possible. Well, there can be another way, and this can be sorted out easily if we scroll down a little bit and take a look at the evaluation criteria. It is the evaluation criteria that can help you overcome the fright of blank page in the exam hall. Reading and understanding the evaluation criteria can give you a better insight into a question. It can give you the right direction of thinking and analyzing a question. Today in this video we are going to discuss this, and also we are going to discuss why evaluation criteria is important. Before we start, I am sure everybody has some idea about the evaluation criteria. These are the parameters on which your work is evaluated, and you can find them at the end of every question in SEED or USEED paper. Now let's start from the question from SEED 2017, question number 2. Well, here I am not going to solve the question, but going to discuss what can be a probable way of thinking for a particular question. Now here the question says that you have to design a poster on malaria in a village where the population is multilingual and the literacy is low. The second part of this question says that we have to also draw how it will be displayed. Now the moment we read this, we go into our imagination and try to visualize the references we have for a displayed poster, isn't it? We think about how we are going to populate the scene, what is the location in, and everything else. But my recommendation here is, please come back. The question is not finished yet. The evaluation criteria say the ability to understand the design brief. This means paying attention to each of the details mentioned above. That means we have to read the question again and pay attention what is asked in the question. Okay? The next criteria is clarity of thought. That is, you know what you are trying to represent. This means you are sorted at your end. But how will you showcase this, that you have clarity of thought? It is when what you draw is simple and minimal. You are not drawing something that is not asked, alright? Now the next two criteria are common in almost every question, and by default you have to keep that in mind whenever you are attempting a question from previous year SEED. So the evaluation criteria are like a checkbox parameter for your work. While thinking for a question, keep revisiting these keywords to not deviate from what is asked in the question. Now I already said in the video that evaluation criteria will give you some hint as to where and how to start a question. Let's look at the example from SEED 2020 paper, question number 4. The question says, you have to sketch and render the body of a mixer grinder whose jar is shown to you. Further, the question says you have to use the same perspective and the same design language. It is important here that we understand that we are not supposed to design a new world best mixer grinder, alright? In fact, nowhere in the question the word design is used. They are saying sketch and render on the basis of this design of the jar. Now let's look at the evaluation criteria quickly. Originality in the form and proportion. Here originality means some kind of novelty in the form of the jar, or you can say some sort of creativity should be shown. Now this does not mean drawing some complex figures and making it difficult for the examiner to comprehend. For this we have to study the jar. Look at the grooves in the steel body. Look at the shape of the handle and its color combination. In fact, the body should be related to handle, don't you think so? Because the body cannot be metallic for the safety of the user, isn't it? And also the body should not be transparent for the sake of the aesthetics, because everything would be visible, isn't it? Let's take a look at some references to understand this better. Observe the body and the handle in these examples. Do you see how the handle and the knob are related in terms of form, color or shape? And that is why in the evaluation criteria it is mentioned that your work will be evaluated in terms of paying attention to knobs, buttons and indicators. So see how evaluation criteria is giving you hint that you have to think in this direction also. That is, you have to think how you're placing the buttons, knobs and indicators, and not just in terms of shape and the body, isn't it? The point I'm trying to make here is that whatever you are thinking of drawing in a particular question, by reading and understanding the evaluation criteria, you can easily avoid the unnecessary work and draw what is relevant and that can fetch you marks. And one more point, these evaluation criteria depends on the context of the question. They are not always the same for the same type of questions. This means according to the demand of the questions, these criteria are mentioned. This makes it even more important to keep them into consideration while attempting the question. Just take a look at the evaluation criteria in industrial design question in 2017 right here. And now take a look at 2018 evaluation criteria from industrial design. And this one is 2019. Now see, the criteria changes according to the context of the question. This means for the same type of question, the approach and the way of representing the work will change accordingly, isn't it? Because the evaluation criteria has changed. Now before I wrap up, a point of advice for the students practicing previous year's seed questions. Instead of attempting all the questions, read the questions and evaluation criteria for each question year-wise. Think of probable solution or what you will draw in the exam, how you will present it on the paper. This exercise will help you improve your thought process and orient you according to the paper. After this, you can draw to improve your handling skill accordingly. In fact, for the drawing part, try to create your templates for human figures, objects and composition and use them directly in the questions whenever or wherever they are needed. So for example, if you are not good at human figure drawings, you can practice some human figures in a particular perspective and use them in the question whenever or wherever they seem fit to you. So that's it. The aim of this video was to give you some insight into the importance of evaluation criteria and how it can help you increase your marks. Also, do not forget to check out our new courses for the students who are preparing for SEED 2021 or UC 2021. In Part B live solution sessions, we are going to discuss the approach to previous year's SEED questions from 2016 to 2020. Here, we will solve this question and discuss the approach needed. This course is for master students only, and also you will get the recorded videos of the session. Apart from this, we are coming up with a 7 days crash course for USEED and SEED aspirants. There will be 2 batches in this course. The first batch starts from 20th December and the second batch from 4th of January. So you can choose a course according to your availability. Please read the details about the course in the description section below, and in case you have any doubt, you can drop us an email. In the next video, we will discuss current affairs for the 2021 exams.